talking about baseball, you guys actually give a fuck about it. Or
He
maybe
doesn't.
Feeney more
I
so.
do.
Yeah.
he more
I give a fuck.
So why? Because a lot of people listen to this podcast are overseas.
Okay.
Right? Where there's no baseball.
Yeah.
Lucky them. You actually like baseball.
Love baseball. Favorite sport.
Okay. What?
Baseball 1,
Yeah,
football
yeah.
2.
Your favorite
Basketball.
sport is baseball.
My favorite, favorite baseball.
Favorite baseball.
Favorite. I was gonna differentiate.
Favorite to
between
watch on TV
to
and
play
live?
versus
No.
live.
Just your favorite
live,
sport.
absolutely, unequivocally the best.
It's not even in the
the
ballpark,
best.
pun intended.
Because it's a fun. It's conversational. You know what I mean? Football is the worst sport
Let's
on
go
the
back to
planet
this.
to watch live.
I agree
don't
with you on
disagree.
that.
Yeah,
I agree with
just-
you on that.
I
But
agree.
let's go back. Let's go back and say, baseball is fun because it's conversational. Baseball is fun because of what you're doing when you're so bored.
That's
No, I'm
that's
also
exactly
saying-
it.
I
Yeah,
understand-
literally
baseball's
just
great
said-
because you don't have to watch
Watch
baseball.
I understand people
People
that
go to
say they
baseball-
don't
All right,
they
go.
don't understand it, but they don't like it. I understand if
Yeah.
I didn't like soccer until a few years ago, and now I'm starting to get it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But with baseball, to me, I enjoy both sides of it. I also played baseball growing up, so I enjoy being able to see a guy being able to throw 95 to a guy who's getting paid $30 million a year and to try and it's a whole job. It's just to fucking hit this thing, to club it, and then he can make him miss and then throw another pitch after throwing 99 miles an hour to throw a 67 mile an hour fucking curveball that goes like that and fucking lands perfectly in the strike zone. And I also love the fact that some guy can fucking hit that 500 feet in the opposite direction it's like the hardest fucking thing. I know golf is probably harder, but to me, it's the hardest sport too to be good at. And also, I like it because it's this only sport that every single body type can excel at. You can be fucking fat, skinny,
Yeah,
short,
that's why it's
tall,
not the hardest
young,
sport to do,
old.
though.
It's
That's why it's not.
it's impressive. Bartolo
If
Colon
Chris
is
Moneymaker can play can go from poker to baseball,
Jordan couldn't.
No, he could, though.
Jordan couldn't.
he could have. He played for 6 months.
He
Played for
was
6 months. He was
terrible.
batting 278 in that spring league.
But he was
and
terrible.
he hit a few out.
And he hit a few dingers. No, he was good. His swing
Yeah, dude,
started getting there.
it was
I watched the 30 for 30.
No,
They
you-
convinced
no,
me.
Yeah, no, you watch Space Jam when he's like, pit high and inside, don't swing. That's what you guys. That's
Wait, was that part of
That
Space
was
Jam?
the
Yeah,
first
that was
scene of
part-
Space Jam.
I didn't
Really?
like how passionately he acted that out.
He
it
went
was
for it, though.
accurate.
He really did.
Yeah,
I was
great to have been met with fucking anything. So it's fucking impressive to me that, and also, like I said, it's
That's how boring baseball is. I forgot it was in Space Jam.
I also couldn't relate
It's the go to the
watching-
bathroom part.
Has the movie started yet? No.
Yeah.
They're still playing baseball.
Yeah.
That's how much better
They're not
LeBron is.
cartoons
They're
yet.
gonna have a scene in the new one where LeBron just plays tight end for 3 weeks.
I agree with you. Football sucks live. And I
Worst
agree with
sport
you.
live.
Baseball potentially is fun live, depending on certain elements. It has to be a gorgeous day. You have to be with
Or night.
or night. You have to be with friends, and you have to be intoxicated.
And it has
You don't
to
have
be
to
a
be intoxicating,
playoff
but
game.
drinking is
because
amazing.
who gives a shit?
It's basically the park. It's like, you know how
Yeah, but I've been to
sometimes-
Yankee Stadium during a good game in the regular season, and sometimes if it just doesn't have that much weight to it,
Nah,
it's
you need
like
the juice.
No, they all suck. I'm not saying they all
Nah,
don't
dude,
suck. I'm just saying.
a playoff game. I went to last year's Yankees wildcard game, which is just a one and done. Like
Yeah.
winner goes home. So
Yeah.
they play for fucking 6 months, 162 games. They get
Yeah.
to this one game playoff, and then the whole fucking stadium was rocking. The Yankees pitcher gives up 3 runs in the first inning. Doesn't even get out of the first inning. Gets taken out. We were supposed to fucking mop the floor with this team. The whole stadium goes fucking like a church. Then the next inning, leadoff hitter walks. The next guy gets a single. Then Didi Gregorius hits a 3-run home run. Immediately ties the game in the bottom of the first. And the infrastructure of the place, even though it's a new stadium, felt as though it was collapsing. Like the whole fucking place is rocking. You know.
Right.
And football, I've gone to a couple games live, and I'm a big Giants fan. But I just first off, I can't ever afford seats to be anywhere where they don't look like ants. And also, it's 2 feet. You know, you can't.
Football sucks live.
Football
Yeah.
sucks,
But
live.
that's only because of how incredible it is on TV.
It's the best TV
Yeah.
sport.
Yeah.
Every second of that TV show, let's call it, that is football,
Yeah.
is distraction. The guy runs 2 yards. Now you're going to see another angle of him running 2
Yeah.
yards. You're going to see a third
They
angle.
keep you
of
distracted until when you're there, you don't realize how long in between plays is.
It
I
is
will
so
say,
fucking
It's like the
And
guy
also-
code of sports.
Every second we got a new
TV,
thing
baby.
coming at you. Real talk, it is ADD TV. And to its credit, I can watch a football game with 2 teams that I could give a fuck about.
Yeah.
it's the only sport that is it's not highly regional. Like baseball, like you said, that's the one thing about baseball. It's hyper local. I'm not gonna watch a fucking A's and Blue Jays
because it's
game.
boring.
Yeah, but if it's your team, then you're rooting for them too. It's a different thing.
Yeah, you have like some. It's like like it's your religion or whatever. You're like grandfathered into it. But I'm just saying, football is a great watching experience, especially on TV. They've perfected it. That's great. It's better than basketball
for sure.
Basketball,
the only thing better than football,
basketball's almost there.
Basketball's great. The problem with basketball is
it doesn't matter until the fourth quarter.
There's an argument for that. There's an argument for that for sure.
On TV.
And,
that's if you don't
NBA
like basketball
TV has
that
this
much.
thing that they do now where you can just get fourth quarters. So you can subscribe to all games that happen throughout the year, but just the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And
See,
now you're
now
just
that-
bouncing from fourth quarter to fourth quarter. Amazing. Perfect.
That's great.
But
That's great.
And there is something nice about basketball, the fact that it's a constant movement, the sport.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, okay, we're going, and you have a nice little rhythm, especially if there's two teams that are going back and forth. It's exciting. to
I
watch.
can watch two teams that I don't give a shit about play basketball.
As long as they're players that I care about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
If
But that's a star-driven
there's-
league.
but yeah,
Basketball's
there's
a star-driven league. That's the difference. You
Sure,
know?
but baseball is what?
The same.
Baseball's a team thing. If you can watch, you can. But that's the other thing
But the
about
teams
baseball.
that sell real tickets have.
Here's the thing about baseball. It's way less predictable
Nobody
than football
goes.
or basketball.
Nobody goes.
Like, you cannot.
You've never seen the stands.
You cannot.
I can tell you
possibly
the
say
seat
that.
color of every single stadium in the league because I see seats. That's all I see is seats.
Derek Jeter
You ever
really
see-
overestimated the reverence people have for him in Florida.
Oh, they don't give a
They
fuck
don't.
down there.
Florida,
No.
yeah, of course they're gonna hate
Yeah,
him.
but that's where he owns a team.
But yeah, I know. But everybody hates that team. It's not just him. Everybody just fucking
And that's
hates.
where all the people who like baseball live.
But
so
what I'm
that
saying
should
is about
show
baseball,
you something.
it's more interesting to watch to me because it is a less predictable sport than basketball. It's like LeBron versus blank. If it's not somebody as good or equal to LeBron, LeBron's team's going to win. If I'm watching baseball, I could have the guy who's going to win a fucking Cy Young Award versus the guy who's going to get the home run record and then have a 42-year-old fat pitcher come in and strike him out. Like, it's so unpredictable. Like, that's
Yeah.
the thing about baseball is that it's like anybody
It's
can win on
so
any day.
Slow.
yeah.
I mean, people say soccer's slow too, but it's not if the
Well,
way
soccer
you
is
watch it.
perpetual motion.
You need
Baseball,
to-
there's
you need to know how to
stops
watch
No, there's
soccer.
a lot of stops in soccer. There's a
You
lot.
don't even know how to watch soccer.
I will say the most interesting sport to watch on TV I've ever seen, and it's one of my least favorite sports. Playoff hockey is
Hockey is the best live sport there is.
and
Hockey's
also,
a
but
good
also
watch.
Followed by baseball
on
or basketball.
on fucking TV though too. Live hockey, man. I'm a super fair weather Rangers fan, and then when they made that playoff run a few years ago, I watched every game. And I didn't even know half the team, and I'm like screaming, just like whatever your fucking Russian name is, let's fucking go. Like it just
Yeah.
your heart is like thumping.
Yeah.
It's just like steroid. That's ADD soccer is what hockey is.
Yeah, I could see
'Cause
that.
you can hit
They're
the fuck out
similar.
of each other.
Yeah, they're similar. And I understand soccer to a certain extent. It's you have to like appreciate the almost goals.
It wasn't until I started.
Yeah.
I went
It's
to
all about
yeah.
almost soccer. It's about appreciating what could have happened. It's like reminiscing with like high school buddies.
yeah.
That's what soccer is. Remember when you almost got your dick sucked in that bathroom
Yeah.
by Patricia and fucking
It broke in
11th grade and blah blah blah, right? Like that's soccer. It's like no.
Dude, I went to a game in Paris last year, and their fans though, it's such an intoxicating thing because they are literally singing from the second the game starts
Yeah.
until the game ends.
But they're indoctrinated from when they're kids, right? Like
Oh yeah, dude, they know the chants, they know the fucking.
no, but
like,
besides that, like the people that come up through their system, it starts really early, and they're like we had the soccer hooligans here, and they were describing kind of how like the club system works and why we don't have the same investment in our sports. Like you can be part of the Barcelona team at 12 years old.
Yeah.
So we're watching you, not we, but people in Barcelona are watching these kids since they're 12. They grew up in the fucking neighborhood,
Yeah.
end up going into the senior team, end up playing for the actual team. So now you have a personal investment.
that's baseball too. Baseball, they draft them out of high
They
school.
draft a Cuban off of a boat.
at 17, and then he toils away in the fucking
Nobody
minors,
fucking
and they
knows
fucking
him.
talk about him for 6 years.
I can't name 7 baseball players.
That's crazy. But that's on you.
7
You host
baseball
a
players.
sports podcast.
And we blatantly do not talk about baseball. We refuse. But Didi Gregorius, because you just said it.
Okay.
Giancarlo Stanton.
Yep. Also on the Yankees. Yeah, mostly Yankees so far.
Judge. Aaron
Yep,
Judge.
That's another Yankee. Yeah. Think of like a.
No. I got the guy Trout.
Yep.
Mike Trout.
Mike Trout
Mike
on the
Trout.
Angels, center fielder, best player in the sport.
Isn't that sad that he's the best player in the sport and nobody knows a fuck
Well, it's
about him?
intentional
Well, no,
though.
that's-
He doesn't do any big big like promotional.
He does
things.
subway
He's very-
things, but
yeah.
he's a very quiet guy, and also he
just
plays
wants to
on
play
a
baseball,
So
man.
figure it the fuck out.
He plays on a bad
MLB?
team.
Who cares?
Well, the
Tim
MLB
Duncan was
this is
nobody.
how-
They made him
this
a
is how
fucking
shitty.
superstar.
This is how
Get a
shitty of a
funny-
league this is.
That's
though.
what I'm saying. The league is shitty. What you do is you get a funny, personality-driven teammate to make him look interesting or fun. You need
Yeah.
it for the sport.
So
Yeah.
not only
Who?
is it
Bryce
shitty,
Harper. That's another one.
But
Let me
also
try to get
the
through
Bryce
fucking-
five.
the
Harper is the
commissioner-
anti-hero.
Let
The
me try to get
commissioner went
five.
after Mike Trout for not being
what?
a big show. He's
But he
like,
said we
yeah,
can
well,
only
maybe if
make
he
him-
tried more.
No, he said we can only make him as famous as we can only use him as the face of sports.
That's 5.
Yeah, you already got 5.
Okay.
You haven't named one pitcher
Albert
yet?
Pujols.
Yep,
Is he still playing?
Still playing on the Angels with
On the
Mike
Angels.
Trout.
I knew that. 6. He's the Carlos Boozer of the
He's
the
been
major
around
leagues for
for
me.
fucking-
I just say that because of his
The
hairline.
same body type.
And just when I look at their skull, I'm like, oh, you're the same guy.
Does he also shellac shoe polish
Absolutely,
on top too? Yeah.
definitely. Okay, I need one more for 7.
Yeah,
and
you
I
haven't
haven't
named
even named
one
pitcher.
pitcher.
Okay, I got some pitchers for you.
Oh, I know
Okay.
one.
You got it?
I mean, of course.
Okay. What about? Oh, he's dead. I was gonna say Jose Fernandez.
Yeah, he's literally one of the only young star pitchers that's dead. Right? Like you
Also,
said,
his 2-year
Well, I
anniversary
met him. I
was
did
like
a
2
thing
days
with
ago.
him. He was actually pretty funny on it.
he was a nice guy.
Yeah, he was
Hopefully
a good guy.
you were not
I
on
asked him
land.
how he got to America, and they was like, well, I was on the boat, and they like stopped me, and they were like, where are you guys going? They're like, oh, we're trying to go to America, and they're like, what's your name? He's like, Jose. He goes, what can we help you with, or something like that. And he goes, hey man, I'm a lefty with location. And they were like, all right, hop on the boat. Nah, he was a righty, but it
Yeah, I
doesn't
was gonna
matter.
say he was, yeah.
But lefty with location is a higher commodity.
Yeah,
That's
true.
funny that he was on the boat and then they stopped him because like you flash forward and he was on the boat and then the Rock stopped him.
Oh,
Flagrant 2! Flagrant 2! Okay. Because he died by the Rock guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he got rock bottom.
how wildly high on Miami cocaine was he? He must have
They were
been
doing
just
80 miles
zooming.
an hour.
That they thought they could jump the Rock.
You could, yeah, you're like, I'm gonna use this as a ramp.
You can do it,
He
bro.
probably was
You
like,
can do it, bro.
I'm gonna just land home.
Yeah, dude. Haven't
be
you
fine.
seen Face Off?
Yeah.
Okay.
You need one more.
I still need a pitcher.
Yeah,
a
or
living
just
pitcher.
any other
I know
hitter.
one from the Mets.
There's so many. Yeah.
Thor.
Yep.
But Syndergaard.
Yep.
No one
Yeah.
Syndergaard.
That's 7.
DeGrom.
That's
Yep.
8. You already did it.
Hold on.
Told you, bro.
I might be able to go double digits on baseball. Wait for it.
You definitely can.
I can do like back in the days baseball.
No,
Yeah,
you
me
can-
too.
Like
really
before
well.
I learned about real
90s.
sports. Greg Maddux.
Yeah.
You know what I
he's
mean?
Yeah.
Ty Cobb.
I mean, that is. He jumped back 100 years.
Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
What up, baby? Let's go.
Well, Babe Ruth's great. And you see the guy Ohtani that they have on the Angels, who's now the guy who they're pairing with Mike Trout to be this other superstar. Comes
That's
over.
a brilliant idea. Pair him with a guy who doesn't speak English.
No, man, that guy. Because you don't understand the biggest outside of like America and the Cuba, like Dominican Republic.
Wait,
stuff like that.
Otani, is he oily or tuft?
No, he's
Japanese.
Japanese, dude.
Refined,
Japanese.
Bro.
Yeah.
Refined.
Yeah.
Refined.
Pinky
bro.
up, tea sipper?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This guy
Actually, I
is-
think they sip with both hands.
He's the first player, and he's also like he's super young. I think he's like 23 or something. He's the
But he's
fir-
injured, dude.
Yeah, but he's
Tommy John.
He's the first person since Babe Ruth to both pitch and hit, and he was doing both tremendously.
Can we acknowledge how pathetic baseball players are? That they can't even
So
throw.
specialized.
thing-
yeah,
They can't even
stinks.
throw. Like this motion is
Well,
too
also
hard.
this is like the worst motion you could ever do for your your
Oh,
arm
yeah?
is not supposed. That's why
Tell that
softball-
to the Palestinians.
Go on.
But also, I
Go
actually
on with 2 more sentences.
the rock throwing. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
There's
do you know
a
how many
rock
Tommy John surgeries there are? It's Tommy Jabachanan.